For people who may not know, you and Martin Luther King Jr. came up together in the civil rights movement, helped create it. Today, you called the selection of judicial nominees from the first black president insulting. Why?
Well, for instance, they have 5 appointments. Only 1 is African American. You consider since 1978, when we got the first African American, Horace Ward, that's all we've had. The total number of 3 appointments. That's not fair. That's not judicial. That's not democratic. And so we're asking the president, and we recognize that somebody in his administration has done him a disservice in giving him these names. And he made a mistake and accepted them. So we're asking him to reconsider his appointments and give us a slate of people who are representative of Georgia, particularly the Northern District where we stand, where most African Americans are located. They only gave us 1, and for a long, long time we had none. And we're asking that this group be diverse, they be fair, and they be judicial.
Now, you're not just some stranger to the president. You were given the honor of delivering the benediction at his first inauguration. I want our viewers to listen to this.
We thank you for the empowering of thy servant, our 44th president, to inspire our nation to believe that, yes, we can work together to achieve a more perfect union.
Now, you're essentially blaming shoddy staff work on this, but correct me if I'm wrong, you spoke with the Attorney General, Eric Holder, who happens to also be the first black Attorney General. You spoke to him directly about your opposition to these nominees. What happened in that conversation?
I drove to Birmingham in September when we remembered the 4 little girls who were killed in the 16th Street Baptist Church, and expressed to the Attorney General our concern about the lack of diversity and the fact that some of these nominees have questionable records in regard to race and justice in our system. So we talked to the Attorney General, we talked to the senior advisor to the president about this issue, who was going to relay my concern to the president. So we were very disappointed when these nominees came forth, and we were urging the president to remember that these nominees will be there long after he's retired. And we need to make sure that they represent the Georgia that they do represent. And we're asking them to reconsider these appointments.
Now, you're talking about the federal bench in Georgia, but the White House is pointing out a few important statistics. First of all, that 18% of the confirmed judges under President Obama have been African American, compared to 8% under President Bush and 16% for Clinton. They also point out that his nominees are much higher, about 50% than President Bush to this date nationally when you're talking about African Americans. Isn't that progress?
Well, that's not true in Georgia. We've only had 1 appointment since he's been president. Now, it hasn't been his fault. Our senators have held back their support of the president's nominees, and that's been the problem. And it's only recently that they agreed to these nominees, and we now see why. Some of them have very questionable records in regard to diversity and race in our judicial system. And we want to remind the president that fairness has been a key to his administration. And we hope that he will not let his advisors keep him from being fair in these appointments, who will be there long after he has retired.
Now, Reverend Larry, it's no secret that the president's relationship with the black community has been rocky at times. Is part of what's driving this that expectations are really high, maybe too high, for the president because of the color of his skin?
Well, we think the president has done an excellent job as president. I think he's been a great president. But on this issue, he's off the mark, and he's allowed his advisors to mislead him. And we're asking him to get in there and reconsider, to fight hard for justice and fairness. These appointments of these judges are critical. they impact our lives in so many ways. For example, recently the federal judiciary overturned the Voting Rights Act, and we are now facing a challenge to restore the voting guarantees that are rested in the Constitution. So that it's very important, and we urge the President to reconsider these appointments for fairness and diversity.